times.
Okay. So this week, man, God has been moving too much, I would say. Like, I'm not complaining, but Lord have mercy. Like, it has been insane to even just sit and just think. Like, just last week, I was right at the cusp of falling into a depression. I was not showering, not eating, not communicating with nobody, locking myself up emotionally and physically against everybody, and I just was like treading waters into that depression cave. And to this week now, just looking at how much, like, to start off, Tuesday we moved into our apartment. that that right there was kind of like, we had planned one place, but stuff couldn't work out with that one, so we found this place, and literally in like a week my paycheck came early. I was able to finish, putting a good chunk to move in, to be able to get the keys. Literally Tuesday, after I got off work, we were moving everything in. Lord, I don't, if
Okay,
y'all.
this kid doesn't have parents. Someone control both of them. Revei Sophia, please. Don't run here. Não
But
corre aqui, bebê. They have a lot of fun.
but yeah, so like, if you guys have ever moved, when the first night that you move, you have nothing. You don't even have toilet paper, no nothing. And you're just kind of like, and then to get stuff is like, you got to dip in your funds heavy to get everything that you need. We moved, and my stepmom, she gave me a whole bunch of food: rice, chicken, like meat, soda. Brian's peoples gave us cookies and chili. Like, we had so much food that we still have it. And like, I'm just like, what? We were literally like at the cusp of buying everything, and when we went to Walmart to get all the essentials, I was kind of like, holding back a little bit because we were kind of tight on funds, and I was like at the 200 mark, a little bit less, and it was right enough to just get everything that we needed. And then Thursday, I got a raise.
Whoa!
So it was just like back to back to back. Everything has just been just unraveling, and I'm just like, Lord, like, my cup is flowing too much. It's like, but yeah, it's been great. It's been
Thank
great.
you. Keep it praying for them. When it starts life, right? It's the, Hi and Brian, we spent Friday, yeah, Friday. My Lord, almost they were kicked out from the house because a mistake of the bank. The bank made a mistake, and you don't have idea how the devil messed up everything. Okay, the bank asked this, you want to go to do this, then another one asked this. For to do this to the bank, you have to do this. To do this, you have to do this, but you couldn't do this because it was a mess. But thank you, God, in the end, everything was resolved.
Well, I have two things I'd like to share. So, I was supposed to move out last Thursday, and due to a lot of complicated things, I was not able to. So right now, I'm trying to find somebody to sublease, and I was supposed to meet with her yesterday, but she didn't show. And then a few hours later, I found out she got into a car accident. So that's why she didn't come. But a bunch of other people have said that they want the place, so I'm not really worried about finding somebody to take over the place. It's more so finding where to go now. But during life group on Thursday, in the middle of worship, it was like the Lord showed me like a map of USF, and then right below it, like between between 30th Street and 56th Street where he has a place for me. So I'm praying and I'm looking, and I know there's something there, but I just have to find it. And then this past semester at HCC, I paid for a class out of pocket, and they weren't going to give me financial aid because I didn't have my high school diploma yet. And a couple weeks ago, like in July, I asked, is there any way I could still be reimbursed? And they like swore up and down that they were not going to give me that money back. And I was like, okay, that's fine. And then that same Thursday, this past Thursday, I got a text saying $313 is going to be deposited in your account in 1 to 2 days. And I wasn't really sure. I was like, I don't think this is real. And on Friday at work, I checked and it was there. So I think I ended up getting reimbursed anyways, even though I was told I wasn't going to get reimbursed. So, yeah, that's it.
Guys, learn this. When a no come, because that does for us, doesn't mean no. Learn this. It's no when God says it's no. When people say it's no, and it still has chance and it still can happen, you stay there trying and pray, especially if it's a rema, will happen.
Okay, how many of you saw my funny text that the Lord has provided resolution for the things that have been lost? So he's looked everywhere, and he has prayed and prayed and prayed and prayed. And then on Thursday, it was just like out of the blue, like easy peasy. We found wallet and keys, and I'm really grateful that they were found. Otherwise, it makes a whole lot of work to replace it. And he had just talked about, I think I'm going to have to cancel the cards, and I'm going to have to start over and do everything. So we were both really praying, and I'm really glad it was found. But most important is I've been, Friday evening, I've been dreaming of this, honestly, for a long time, for more than a year. And when we first talked about this, I told him really what I wanted, and it turned out exactly like I had planned. And I was so excited for everybody who was able to be here, and I'm so grateful for everybody who helped me on Thursday night to set up. Thank you. I really appreciate it. It means a lot, and it was so special, and I'm so grateful for it. And Ray really, really, really loved his party. He's a little confused, but he loves the party. And if you want any balloons or anything to take, today is the day, because I'm going to take all of this down. So, thank you.
Pastor from Portugal, American pastors, remember? And they said, yeah, we came. Who was here last Sunday knows what I'm talking about, right? Right? Who wasn't? Okay, go watch the video. Guys, let's go first for our YouTube channel. Jeff, I don't want to leave you alone there, right, Jeffrey? We love you, Jeffrey. And who else is there? Go to our YouTube channel. Leave it open if you have an Android. You are capable to leave it open. iPhone can do this? They learn it. Now they improve. Always they run behind Androids. Always. Now leave it open there in your channel, okay? Please help our channel. So Jeffrey, I love you, Jeffrey. Love you, Jeff. Yeah. I don't know how to like this here. Okay, like the video, everybody. Yeah, I'm gonna share in my Facebook. Yeah, I can share there. We are live. Dude, someone can be blessed. Guys, so the director of my mission, he said, you need to be the requirement for our denomination, Igreja Presbiteriana do Brasil, Presbyterian Church of America, to send a missionary, you have to be married, or single without girlfriend. You need have $900 monthly as commitment. Today would be today about $6,000 to $7,000. Letters. You have to give it to us letters from churches. In 87, 88, until today, Brazil didn't have any missionary vision in that time. And you need as well be approved for the 5 member of the board, the missions board of my denomination. And I need my presbytery that was paying my scholarship. Now they have a right to ask me to stay in my states because they paid my school, right? They have to release me, and I need a ticket to go to Portugal, right? That you have to sell a car to have. That time they would be equivalent. A good car here you can sell for $10,000. This would be the price of tickets in that time. Airfare from Brazil to Portugal. I was single, seminary, not working, broke, right? But remember, God said to me, God asked, He commanded me to go as a missionary to Portugal. Remember how He transferred me from one seminary to another one, and I went for that conference. Remember how I met the guy? Remember? And I start to travel all over. Southeast of Brazil, south of Brazil, center of Brazil, traveling every weekend. My friends from my class, I made a letter that about my calling, go to Portugal, I have to raise money. And my friends from my class, they work all over. They are taken to their church and they talk with their pastor. They say, this is a friend of us in the school. He's trying to raise money to go to Portugal as a missionary. And they helping me to make this schedule. Every weekend I have to go. I have a church to go to. And I travel for 2 years all over. My graduation was December 4 of 1980 was my graduation. And that I was finishing my dissertation, my bachelor dissertation, missions of a local church. A friend was helping me to correct my dissertation. And it was 4 a.m. in the morning when I went to the bed. My heart was crying. I was sad. Because I have only one letter, promised $25 monthly for me. From Igreja Presbiteriana of Perus, Turkey. It's a city, a region, some $25. Needing $900. I didn't have any in Portugal. I was remember that I said the pastor from my teenager time he was in Portugal. I was sending letters for him. The letters take 1 month to get there. Understand? But in that 2 years, he never replied for me. Anybody. He didn't have nothing. Absolute nothing. I remember today. It's crystal clear and real for me. The moment that was laid down in that bed in Zilka and Leonardo house. And I said to God, God, I did my best. And I have only this letter, $25 monthly. And I said to him, but I still believe you can do the supernatural. That 2 years was hard traveling all over. I had a pastor, homosexual pastor, offering for me, if I sleep with him, to provide from his church everything that I needed to go to Portugal. Clear like this. Sleep with me twice. He asked twice. I came back to the seminary and said to my friends, I get a group of friends that was close to me. I said, guys, this is, and he was one of the most well-known pastors in the denomination. He did this. What I have to do? They said, be quiet. Don't say nothing. He's gonna smash you if you go against him. You're gonna destroy you. Let God treat this. And they stay quiet. And God treated him. God got him hard. Yeah, everything. And that night I was saying, I still believe it, Father. It was 6 a.m. Carlos Eston, that was from my class, knocked the door on Zilka's door. And Zilka wake me up. I went, are you good? I slept on 2 hours. Carlos, what happened? Erlei, go to the seminary because a pastor from Portugal called you to the seminary. You say, what? He want to talk with you today. And now start the miracle. How God set everything in exactly place. How God is perfect when he's moving, and you are moving by faith. Faith from him in the rhema that he gave it to you. How if you believe you see his glory? How if you stay strong in a place that Jesus is talking with you, you'll see the impossible happen. I run to the seminary and say, but how are you going to call from him? And a call to Portugal was a lot of money. And how am I going to call? And I was talking with my friends. How? Because I to buy a lot of, that time was in Brazil was coins that you use, put pling, pling, pling and talk. But that was it, pling, 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 international calling. How am I going to do this? And I don't know how someone said, it came to my heart to talk with the dean of the seminary. The dean of the seminary, I knew him because he was pastor of my mom when my mom was a teenager. When I came in to talk, said what was happening. He said, no, it was in my telephone. And he gave the telephone in his house for me to call to Portugal. And I started to talk with American missionary over there. And he said, look, I received a letter from you, from Pastor Odilon, the pastor that I was writing. He gave me my letters for this pastor. He was needing a pastor to work with youth people in his church. And he said, and he said that you want to go to Portugal. You have a call. And yeah. He said, did you raise the money to come? I said, I try. How much do you have? $25. And how much it was the goal? 900. And he said, you don't need 900 as a single one. You need $700. So $200 mentally was cut there. And he said, I give you half for you. $350, I give it to you. And yeah. And I said, okay, but I still was needing 225. Right? He still needed 325. And I said, okay, let's talk with the leader of my denomination. The board of mission of my denomination. I finished that call, and I call him. And Pastor Evandro Luiz da Silva. When I spoke with him, he said, Erlei, I was to call you. Because a pastor from, a Portuguese, Bernardo Tavares, he had 24 stores in São Paulo to sell. We didn't have CD that time. We have vinyl. No, vinyls. They sell vinyls. Records. 27 stores all over São Paulo. And I spoke with him, and he gonna give $100 monthly for you. And I said, wow, okay, but I needed $225. He said, don't worry, I get this from the denomination. The church is gonna give you this monthly for you. Come to São Paulo. Bernardo Tavares wanna meet you. I went to São Paulo, and I was there, and I have an old guitar. And he's selling a lot of instruments as well. And I was, this is your guitar? Yes, yeah. He got my guitar and he broke. What? What did you do? Go down there and choose the best guitar that I have here. Oh, you're going to need a better guitar to be a missionary. Oh, okay. What else you need? I said, no, now I need a ticket. But with my friends in my church, for sure I can get this ticket. And he said, he looked to his wife, he laughed, don't worry, we give the ticket for you. I came back from São Paulo. What I couldn't do in 2 years, God did in 2 days. Every month I was going to a revival meeting in a church in Campinas, São Paulo. I came in from this revival on Monday. I was entering the corridor. My seminary is huge. And I was crying. And asking, have mercy, God. Don't show more your glory. Don't show. Literally, I'm going to die. Don't show. I want to see more. I don't want to see more. I'm going to die. Literally, I was like this, going that corridor, climbing the ladder, the stairs to my room. Don't show. I jump in my bed crying. I don't want to see more. I can't see more. I can't see more your glory. I can't see more crying. I was almost dying. Let's go there in the verse. Let's read first 40. 11:40. John 11:40. Who'd you like to read? 40. Okay. Now let's read verse 1. and go and keep going. So verse 31, I forgot that there is people in life there. Uh, Read 31. $32. $33. 34. Now come the shorter verse in the Bible. 35. 36. 37. 38. 39. 34. 40. 41. 41, 42, 43, 44. Okay. How many of you several times feel that Jesus come late? Hmm? Yeah. Several times. Jesus, I need my house. You're late. Right? How many times? I need my healing. Jesus, you are late. I need my disciples, Jesus. You are late. Come on. Come on, Jesus. You should be on time. Right? But you're late. I need my car. You're late. My job, you're late. My future wife, you're late. My future wife, you're late, Jesus. How many times we carry this? Where are you, Jesus? Where are you? Why you were late? And we murmuring, and we stop to pray, right? And we stay mad with Jesus, and we don't want to talk with him. We don't want to go to secret place, right or wrong? No, I'm mad with you. Come on, you are late. Come on. You be a bad example for me, Jesus. Right or wrong? Jesus never is late to show the glory of God. And a lot of times you see the glory. That I just told you one story for you. Because you don't remain the place to receive this manifestation, supernatural manifestation. This is our theme. Write down. Kiarina, write down the theme. Jesus is never late to manifest God's glory. Never. Never. But for this supernatural manifestation happen in the situations that you feel that he's late, okay? He needs some situations, some environment in your heart. You can be Martha, or you can be Mary in this situation. But let's first understand. Okay, point one. First understand. For you, in the circumstance that you feel that Jesus is late, but he want to show a supernatural manifestation of God there that we call glory. The first condition, he says, you need to live in the light. When he goes to the beginning of this chapter, right? He said, Jesus, came the news that Lazarus was sick, right? We don't know how many hours or days took. He was far, so certainly took 1 or 2 days for him to know. And he stayed there at least 2 days or 3 days more. And Lazarus dies. Because we know that when he came back, he was already buried 4 days. 4 days, a body it's in shadow, solo, swelling, smelling bad, almost bursting, right? The body, it's 4 days. And he waits. And here he starts to establish for me and for you a reality that you and me need to be. For the moment that you think that he's late, he's prepared to show something bigger and better. The first thing, you need to be in light. He says this. The disciple said, Jesus, you're going to go back to, he said, let's go. Let's go to Judea. But you just came from there. They tried to stone you. You're going to kill you, Jesus. And then Jesus said to them, if you walk in the darkness, you can't see nothing. You're gonna hit a rock, you're gonna fall. But if you walk in the light, he says, you're gonna see everything and not gonna fall. What is Jesus talking about here? This is another name for Shabbat, Pragmaton. This is another name for heavenly places. This is another name for secret places. This is another name when Elisha said, the God that I am in the presence. Elisha have the open heaven, and he was saying, God is there, the same dimension that he was. God was, he was. Didn't exist time, space, and time for the Elisha in the throne of God. Are you getting? Being the light means you know that you are living the center of God's plan and purpose. Being the light means that you have this connection daily with the throne. You know that you are walking here and the eyes of God is over you. The eyes of God is ministry to you. See, Christians, okay. Do you understand? The eyes of God. This is walking the light. This is what Martha showed. When Jesus go there, she ran. Do you know the story of Martha and Maria, right? Remember that Jesus was teaching their house, Lazarus' house, and Martha sits and was receiving from Jesus. How was the opposite? Mary. Mary was receiving from Jesus. And Martha was cleaning, working, preparing, running. Right? Right? And you see the difference of the attitude from Maria and Martha. What Martha did? She ran to meet Jesus. In the experience of the house, she was cleaning. Maria was receiving Jesus. And she complained to Jesus, Jesus, why don't call attention of Maria? Maria should be helping me to prepare everything for you, disciples. And Jesus says, Martha, one thing only is necessary. Choose the best one. Do you think that Jesus would be upset if both of them was sitting down in his feet learning from him? No. It's the book that you are reading now, right? The Health, Emotional Discipleship. It's about to be sitting in Jesus' feet. And you see the reaction. Martha ran, say, if you are here, my brother wouldn't die. What she say to Jesus? You are late. She's calling his attention. You are late, Jesus. You are late. And he said, your brother going to raise. She said, yeah, in the last days. I know. When you come back, I know. In the resurrection, I know you're going to raise again. Be resurrected. Right? Then she ran, called. Why Maria was sit down there? Why? Was there? Just stand, say, I know Jesus. I know. He knows what he did. I don't know nothing. I don't understand what he did, but understand, I don't have nothing to accuse Jesus about. Right? Only when Martha came to say to her that she ran there to talk with Jesus. And they said the same with Jesus. But the heart was different. The heart was different. Jesus, I don't understand. I don't understand. I knew that you were here, my brother. They said exactly the same thing, but the heart is different. Because we know the story of both of them. Right or wrong? Do you want to see, understand that Jesus is never late to manifest the supernatural glory of God? You need to be in the light, understand? But you really need to know Jesus. Point 2, you need to know Jesus' heart. Several times when you're murmuring, where are you, Jesus? Where you didn't this? Where you didn't heal me? Where you didn't promote me? Where the money is not coming? Where my car not coming? Where my wife? Or my whatever. Every time that you are doing this, you are saying, Jesus, you are late. I don't. You say that you love, but I don't see your love. You say that you care, but I don't see your care. Every time that anxiety is controlling you, for you to move to do something that you should be quiet and waiting God to give you directions, you are showing you don't know Jesus. You don't know Jesus. You are trying to do by your arm what you should do by your knees. Are you getting? When you really know Jesus, you stay like Mary. You stay like Mary. Understand? I understand nothing. But Jesus is coming. I'm going to have Jesus in my house. He's going to sit here. I'm going to learn again from him. I just lost my brother that I love. But the better place is be here, waiting here. You're going to do the same. You're going to sit here and teach and ministry. And are you getting? Are you getting? And when Jesus said, she chose the best, she chose learning from me. This is worship. This is praise. This is thanksgiving. Thanksgiving. In the moment of your despair, in the moment that you think that Jesus is late, when you choose worship, when you choose praise, always you're going to understand Jesus better. Unfortunately, 2 days ago died the nephew of Pastor Reginaldo, Pastor Sonia, that we have alliance, we have commitment. They're entering the 7 principal vision, right? He went there. This was really, really God's hand in the situation. Remember that I said, he went there, he prayed the whole night, from midnight to 7. He did the surgery, everything was going okay, it was a miracle. He did the surgery, he wake up, he was in coma before. Did the surgery, he wake up, he was well, doing great. They transfer him to another room from the intensification room because he was doing great. And he could go there. He shared Jesus again with him. Are you ready to receive Jesus? He said, I'm ready, uncle. And they did the prayer for him. He received Jesus. He left. He came back happy, crying. He received Jesus. And he died in a few hours. God wanted to prepare him to receive Jesus. And he received Jesus and died. The miracle wasn't for he lives. The miracle was for him to receive Jesus and die. And the Pastor Reginald really loved, everybody loved that guy. He was the most funny guy that you could. He was Kyle times 10. Yeah, you can't be close to him without be laughing all the time. He was unbelievable. Guys, and of course, you get sad. You carry like Martha and Maria. You go sad. You feel sad. And I was sharing with them when my father died. And the way that my father was a medical mistake. And how I was praying for people being healed, and a lot of people being healed. And I prayed through the radio the day before that my father died. And a woman was healed from infection. I was going to the hospital to this, I and my sister to decide about another surgery because my father has a sepsemia. And I was hearing the radio saying, when Pastor Erlei was yesterday here praying through the radio, Donna Maria from the Glory neighborhood, she called us to say that she was healed. Healed. She was healed from an infection that she had in her body. And my father died with infection. 4 days later, you can go to YouTube and you're going to see an old video there. 40 days later, I was ministering in that city. And was an explosion of healing for 6,000 people. The same demon that I met days before that my father, when I was preparing to preach that night, was being broadcasted for the whole city to radio. 3 days later, it's going to be for 3 million people. The demon came and said to me, nothing is going to happen here today. Nothing. I killed your father. I held in the chair, and he said, you're going to see Satan. How is my Jesus? When they gave the microphone for me, the first thing, the Holy Spirit came. And the Holy Spirit saying this about this woman. Stand where you are. You are healed now in Jesus' name. You got healed in that moment. I preach about missions. Missions is responsibility for the local church. Wake up, Brazil! You are in revival. Wake up because nations is waiting you. In the end, you go there and you see healings, signs and wonders. Pound like gold that you start to have here. There happen things that unbelievable. Objects became like gold, like people crying. The cry, the tears become like gold and silver. I went there to cut. I cut, and for years I carry in my pocket. Yeah, John. The pastor came to me and said, Pastor, my sister was here in the radio and said, yeah, I found like gold, yeah. She took her clothes, went to get shower, and she left, and she left. She was drying, and her whole body was full of pound like gold. And she started drying. Hector sent to me a video yesterday. They were with Blake, right? In the pier pound. The pastor is, look, my hand is shining. This is glory of God. We can't see this manifestation to Jesus. Our Jesus is real. We can see. Never he's late. Everything that happens in your life, if you not fall, if you not murmur, if you not enter to running anxiety, in anguish, whatever, to try to do what Jesus had to do, you're going to see something better and bigger. Because this is Jesus. Are you getting? This is Jesus. The third thing, what is the third? If you believe. If you're receiving from Jesus. Are you in this dimension? The light dimension? Are you connected to the Shabbat? Your style of life is the Shabbat, the Sabbath style of life. For you that don't understand what Sabbath is a dimension in the Bible that everything is done for you. Pragmaton, faith, is a foundation of things that you hope for. And the first proof of things that you didn't see yet. This thing is pragmaton. Is done in the visible. God bless you in the heavenly places. Is there. The supernatural is there for me and for you. We need a place, right? God confirmed that we are living. The owner, the landlord, he doesn't want to fix our AC. And our AC is crazy. Right? More people, we start to feel hot because he's an angel there. And say, come on. Understand? We need to see the supernatural of God again. He had for us. For all. Every day I pray several times during the day. Let me pray and say, God, I want your glory for this next place that we are going. I'm not going to move without you move. We are doing our part. This team here, they are working hard. They are going to church. Normita is helping them. They are going to church and leaving their letters, introducing us, and say, we need a build. Are you selling, lending, or want to subject your mortgage to us? We are doing our part. We have a future working. We're doing our part. Right? I want what God has. I want the place that to be the supernatural place for us. When you enter there, this is the glory of God. I don't know where is it, but I know that our place is ready. God is going to give in the right time. So it needs belief. The third point. Believe. You are in this connection with God. You are in this connection with Jesus, knowing Jesus, and believe. Believe, Jesus, I don't understand, but you are controlling everything. You are controlling everything. If he says the Rema, promises say, I'm giving this to you, holds, this is the faith from God. And God, you're going to fulfill, and you're going to see the supernatural. If it's a situation like Martha and Maria, we don't understand why your best friend died. Why you allowed your best friend die. I don't understand. If you are in a situation that you don't understand, worship. Worship. This is belief. And I came follow my father, bringing his body to be buried in my city. I didn't understand. I didn't understand. So many people being healed, and my father died. And I learned the most important lesson. God is sovereign. I am not God. The signs, wonders, and miracles that happen here is not me doing. It's Jesus doing. It's not my power. It's Jesus' power. I don't have the power to heal people. I don't have the power to bring a miracle in your life. But I know Jesus. I believe in Jesus. Not a vague belief that most of the people have, but the belief from the Bible. This Jesus that is love. This Jesus that never get late. This Jesus that if you look like it's getting late, because you want to show something better, bigger for you. You have only to stay there in the place of faith. Faith from God. Faith as a result of intimacy with God. Intimacy with Jesus is a big foundation that we are there waiting on. Faith is a dimension that you enter. Faith is that place that you enter. And you know, I know Jesus. I know that my God is working. I know. When the body of my father entered in the church, they put in front. The church was full of people. Full of people. In Brazil, we have the cortejo. Cortejo? When the cars go behind the procession. And you know how people really love it for the procession in their funeral in Brazil. And it was full of people. And they gave the microphone for me. And I said, let us worship. And I worship. I worship. That was the only way for me resist the pain that I have lost my father. And I worship. And I preach about Jesus. And I saw that huge procession of cars following us. 10 years later, I was in Brazil. And a friend of mine was there. Prosper! How are you doing, Prosper? How is Canada? and guys, I was with a friend. They did the Brazilian barbecue. We are going, and my generation, youth generation, after 30 years, we are meeting. And I was there. I was going in the car, and the husband of a best friend, he was saying to me, Erlei, he was that time almost 40. He said, I never went to a funeral in my life. Never. Your father died. I couldn't go. I couldn't not go. I have to be there with you guys. I have to be there. In the the battery is going down again. And he said, no, leave. If he dies, leave. And he said, but when I went to that funeral, and I saw you worshiping, I saw the way that you are in God's presence. In that moment of pain, I understood the new reality of Jesus. And he said, I overcome the fear of death. I understood that death was only a passage. It wasn't necessary no longer fear death. If I enter if I was in this dimension with Jesus. This is belief. Absolute conviction. Who Jesus are. Who Jesus is for you. Your alliance, your covenant with him. Simple. Walk in the light. Know Jesus. Believe. He's never late. When you feel that he's late, He want to do something bigger and better. He want to do something bigger and better. If you believe, I'm going to show my glory. Let's stand. Let's pray, team. Come in front, team. Be open, team, for the Holy Spirit to minister to you. Where you are, watching you, Jeffrey, Prosper. Where you are, Prosper. Where you are, Jeff. Yeah.